Oh, looks like the fog's lifted. There you are. Ready to cast off? I suppose so. Glad to see the fog gone. What's that grin on your face for? Am I grinning? You're going to be a handful to work with, aren't you? Come on. I hope you don't get seasick. Gallander's the one hammering the post there. Captain?
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, you won't find a finer vessel than the Northern Maiden.
How much will it cost us?
I'll give you a fair price. Not many people headed over there these days. If you ask me, I can't blame them. Things aren't what they used to be out there.
Why sail out there at all, then?
They still pay me for supplies and passage, and I can always use the coin. Still interested in heading over there?
Well, of course. That's the way.
You've got yourself a ship. We'll cast off immediately. Well, here we are. Welcome to Raven Rock. Just be careful here. Things aren't what they used to be.
Well, lovely weather we're having. You know, I'm somewhat amused that we haven't arrived in the middle of an ash storm. Hey, wait long enough and we'll get one. I've no doubt about that. So, where do you suppose the esteemed Captain Modin Velith might be? Someone left an arrow lying around. I'm gonna guess he's probably giving Mogrel a hard time at this moment. There's Mogrel. Maybe not. There he is.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place.
Oh, I know you do,
Sorry to
Drila.
bother you. Second Councilor Arano asked me to come
excuse me.
find you. He said it's quite urgent.
Did he say what it was about? Came as soon as I got your letter.
All he wanted me to do is track you down and send you to him. Look, this is important. Even more important than wiping out the ash spawn. Please, go speak to the Second Councilor as soon as possible.
Can do. Where? I suppose I'll find him.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
You must be talking about...
This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. What's the point trying to make a life here?
Oh, Drilla, never change. You must be talking about Myth.
It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island.
Right, Miri. That's an odd change of heart from you.
And don't stay away for too long.
What's that smirk on your face, Solvondur? I'm not smirking. I'm perplexed. And there he is. What? Not used to being noticed? No. I don't know if you'd noticed the bone mold, but, we don't really... I don't know what that was. You know her, don't you? Of course I do. That's Miri Severin. She came here about 10 years ago with the rest of her family. I've no idea what that was. That, my dear brother, was called flirting. I know that. And I suppose that gentleman behind you is Second Councilor Arano. Aye.
I hate to break it to you, but there isn't a scrap of ebony left in the mines. You might want to just move on.
No, he's not here to mine. You are here to ask to, help me with this problem, whatever it is.
Last time I rode Jalen's ship, I was heaving my guts for a week. Dunmer weren't meant to ride on water.
Ah, home sweet home. Right, are you sure you want me anywhere near this second councillor? I mean, how else are you going to help with this? I just figured you were going to fill me in later. No, I want you to hear whatever it is he has to say. Second councillor.
Thank you for coming.
Aye.
After everything you've already done for Ravenrock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvain being killed.
You know, I was afraid of that. By the way, this is my brother, Myth. He's, he knows some things. So, what's going on with the councillor?
The Ulan family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the councillor's head.
Again? Well, not again, but... Great. Why would the Ulans want this man dead?
It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvain himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions.
Well, your concern seems justified. I've worked with you long enough to know you don't just get paranoid about these things with no reason.
It may be justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvain simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that.
Aye. And you feel an attack on the councillor's imminent? I mean, you wouldn't have had a captain write to me otherwise.
I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulan's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenrock.
And you haven't acted on this information.
Ravenrock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing.
Aye. You have a good point. And that's why you called in me. How can I help?
I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me.
Where do we start?
I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenrock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes.
Works for me. You mentioned your sources.
I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses.
Why not ask them to investigate?
Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival.
Aye. What can you tell me about House Lalu? I remember when the whole thing with Modin happened a while ago, but I was not exactly... None of the background stuck.
traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people.
And I presume that was the downfall.
Hlaalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering.
And they got demoted. I know the rest of that story.
Don't worry. You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Oh, I know. Geldis Sadri. Hey, you know him? I know of him. Very interesting. I didn't know you had one of ours working for you. Hey, he tends to keep that, secret. Understandable. Well, this should prove interesting. Do you think he'd rat out one of his own? Depends entirely on what's going on here. Obviously, we don't have too much information.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
Oh. Hey? Oh, just looking at that man by the fire. How's it going, Geldis? It's been a while.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips.
Adral Arano said you might be able to help us.
Well, well, Adril's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now.
Hey. I know you, Geldis. You think he's mistaken?
No. I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
Oh? You have a better idea?
Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you.
He does have a good point. Hey, and how do I get them to do that?
There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for.
Why haven't you told Adral about this?
What makes you think I haven't? Any time Adral and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up.
Thanks for the tip. I'll have to go say hello to my uncle while I'm there.
You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up.
Hey. Thanks, Geldis.
Watch yourself out there. Looks like an ash storm might be brewing.
Actually, it's just thunder at the moment. And rain. Lots of rain. We could use it. Sindire, good to see you. You know, I have a curiosity. Oh. All of that about House Hlaalu, and you still worked with the Empire. I think we've been over this, Myth. This is the better of two evils. And besides, the Empire of today is not the Empire that it was 100 years ago. Mostly. Okay, now which one? I think it's this one. How's it going? Oh, for the love of... Could you possibly be more suspicious? What? Your uncle's a priest, isn't he? Aye. You're doing him a favor. Just go in. Right. And now we find a nice, out-of-the-way spot where we're not likely to be noticed. I suppose. Or you could just find a broom. People know you here, don't they? Aye. Come on back here. And now we wait. Of course, I don't know what we're waiting for. You know, infiltrations and stealth work better when you're not talking about them. I'm not exactly an expert on this. That is very clear. Any idea who? Of course we don't have any idea who we're waiting for. I wonder if anyone's actually going to show up. You know, I would suspect that someone might have seen you lingering outside the door there. Or perhaps not. Severin? You don't...
Ah, excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here.
Oh, it's quite alright, Tilly-Sue. Although, I didn't expect to find you of all people here. What you doing?
I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Nice to see a fellow Dunmer following the traditional customs.
Oh, you know me. Always happy to show up and do a kindness for my uncle. Although, you're not Newland. Kinda wondering why I haven't seen you down here before.
Since there aren't any Ulans left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead.
You know, fair enough. I'll let you get to it then.
Oh, no bother. We all have a right to be here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
Hey, I'll leave you to it. Keeps the tombs from getting feral. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you know. If you leave tombs without someone, you know, talking to the spirits and whatnot for too long, they start getting a little weird. Do you have any idea where you're going? Aye. Speaking of talking to people long past. Yeah, I brought something from the mainland for you, Dad. Well, not mainland Morrowind, but I think you'd have liked Skyrim. Maybe. It's been a long time. Oh. This is the Ferrain family tomb, is it? Well, us and a few others. A couple of families that have lost some members, but the rest have gone back to Vattenfell or Blacklight or wherever. You know, what must it have been like to have a father that actually cares about you? Not exactly on good terms with yours, I take it. No. Not exactly. Some combination of high expectations and low expectations. My father had high expectations, but I think I've met most of them. Mostly. I don't know if he'd have liked to meet you. Maybe. Although... Right, it is rather complicated, isn't it? Given... our mother. She's doing well. I don't know if you'd like to hear that, but... she's sane as ever, but... Hey. Good to see you, Di. Good to see everyone. Golds. I need to run a broom around here. It's been a while since I've been down here, actually. Avoiding it or... no, just... busy being a guide. Not a lot of time to help my uncle out. And I've gotten myself turned around, of course. That's the Morvain tomb. Right. I should probably focus on the fact that Tillis Severin was in that tomb. That's gonna be interesting. Right, you know these people. Aye, most of them. Unless we've had someone else move in while I've been away.
What are you doing that for?
Well, someone dropped it. Good to see you too, Uncle. He's blonde. He's grey. It's just a light. Right, so you go in, say hello, Uncle, and that's all. Eh? Usually that's all we've got to say to each other. He's not exactly pleased with my, choice to become a god instead of a priest. Or an acolyte, or anything like that. Speaking of... not exactly high expectations, but mismatched. I learned enough, but... Right, and we need to bring this information to... Adril Arano. That's his name. Aye. Hey there. You are the least subtle person I've ever met. That's hilarious. Coming from the man who's caught in the Dragonborn. You have an excellent point. Now where has he wandered off to, do you think? I'm guessing he went home. Or he's out to dinner. Guess I'll find out. I'm gonna try the niche first.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
You keeping up? Oh, fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna. Great. Captain? Miri? Where might he be? Well, that wasn't suspicious in the slightest. I'm doing my best. Were you looking at Teldred? I might have been. He looks like he can handle himself. What? Don't give me that look. You're a very strange man. Look, all I'm saying is that I can tell when someone has a deft hand with a dagger. Right. Hello? Here to see Arano.
You lost?
Nope. Hello, Councillor. And there he is. Second Councillor.
I hope Geldis proved useful. Have you made any progress?
Possibly. Our current suspect list includes Tilisu Severin.
Tilisu? Are you sure?
Well, we found her in the Ulan tomb. That's all we've got to go on at the moment.
So Geldis's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telisu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it.
Aye. So, send someone to search their house.
I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telisu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen.
Aye. Well, that poses an interesting question, doesn't it? What if they try to stop us?
If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck.
Great. Can you tell us any more about the Severin family? I mean, I could, but...
Telisu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since.
Aye, we know. They've been quite generous.
Be careful. If the Severins have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
They have been nothing but generous for the last 10 years. Great. Solvondur, do me a favor and don't go walking out there looking like somebody's just stabbed you. And of course he ignores me. I always look like someone, has just stabbed me. To be fair, I've got the scars on my hands to at least have an excuse for it. Right. So we're just going to march in there. Unfortunately. Although, I think I saw Miri in the niche, so... Captain?
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
Anytime. Solvondur. Aye. You know these people. Aye. This isn't going to be easy. So, let the man with the daggers handle it. You think I'm gonna let you go in there alone? Well, no, good point. You actually know the...
You think you have it bad. Try walking the bulwark at night.
Been there. I know the guard. I know. And Captain Veleth.
We've got our eyes on you.
He's with me. And that is exactly why I don't want to send you in there alone. Besides which, if you get overwhelmed, you don't have this. Now, why wasn't I doing this but the whole time we've been walking around? So, this is the place? Aye. Well, damn. Probably shouldn't let them know that we're coming in. Just unlock the damn door and let's be on with it. Okay. Don't walk in armed. They might not be the culprits. You really think that's the case? And no, it's wishful thinking on my part.
Careful,
What
Miri.
was that?
Someone's in here with us. I won't allow you to ruin years of planning. House Lalu will have its revenge.
So, you froze? Yes I did. Gods. You didn't have a shred of mercy for her, did you? She was going to kill us. I don't care if you were sweet on her. If somebody pulls a dagger on you, you don't hesitate. I wasn't sweet on her. It's just a shame. You know, when you've known someone for 10 years, even if there's been rough spots, it's hard to see them go, and it's even harder to see your brother. If you ever pull those daggers out around me and we're not in the middle of something, what are we even looking for? Oh, you sound a bit... My apologies. Do you need to sit down for a moment? Probably. That's probably a likely place for them to be hiding something. Gods. Did I not just... Apparently I didn't. Didn't what? I picked up a hash key. You really should have let me do this. Alone. Probably. And how are you feeling about working against your guild? Possibly. Well, see, here's the thing. The Ulins put out a death mark, and then here they are doing the job themselves. They should have just hired us. You know, the normal way. You're an uncomfortable person to be around. At least, right at the moment. You aren't going to take... Of course you're not. You're a god. Aye, okay. And my backpack is full of... everything. Dear Councillor Selden, in a matter of days, I believe we'll be ready. Our forces hidden within Ashfallow Citadel have been training night and day, ready to strike when we give the signal. With Captain Vellet distracted by the ash spawn attacks, the timing seems perfect. I've waited nearly a decade to exact my revenge upon little Morvain for the death of my ancestor, and I long for the moment that my blade will be drawn across his throat. The next letter you'll receive from me will include his head in a sack. Display it proudly in the halls of House Hlalu, brother. Vendel Ulin. Oh. Interesting. So, this family just waltzed in here 10 years ago. They've been nothing but generous. And they weren't your first suspects. You know, I kinda thought we had this taken care of. Back when Modin finished the job with... what was his name? I don't remember. The first Ulan came in here, trying to stir up the town, take over it. It was not a good time. I see. And you were not exactly of sword-wielding age. I was 28. I remember what happened. And that's part of the reason I didn't want to side with Ulfric. The man's name was Vila, I believe. He was mostly just a bully and a blowhard. As they tend to be.